Today we're going to talk about the power of working from a healed heart. Yes, working. That means what you're doing flows out of it. What you're doing is it becomes a source. It becomes a source of your fulfillment. It becomes a source of that energy. It becomes a source of that love. It becomes a source of that creativity. It becomes a source of every single thing that you're doing. It infuses into every single thing that you're doing. How do you have a healed heart? You see, a healed heart is a heart that functions in faith, a heart that functions in hope, and a heart that functions in love. A healed heart is a heart that functions in faith, a heart that functions in hope, and a heart that functions in love. That means in order to have a healed heart, you have to, first of all, you have to forgive others. You have to be willing to forgive others. You have to be willing when somebody hurt you, you have to set aside that hurt and you have to learn to forgive them. Well, I make it a point in my life. Whenever somebody does me wrong or whenever somebody speaks ill to me, the first step that I do is to forgive them. Does that make me feel better? No, sometimes it makes me feel crappy. But the fundamental fact is I know by walking and functioning out of forgiveness, then I could walk in wholeness. I could walk in love. I could walk in grace. You see, and that's what it's all about. So in order to function and work out of a healed heart, you have to forgive others. You gotta let it go. We're at a point now where everybody is so tied up with the pandemic going on, with it being a holiday season, you having loved ones that you have lost loved ones, people who are sick, people who are ill, people who are without work, people who are short on money. And there's so many issues out there that's going on. And you see, as we go out there, we have to learn to work from a healed heart. So we have to forgive others. Another thing that we have to do is that we have to move in faith and not fear. And you know, you have to move in faith and not fear. To build your faith, you need to get into the good book. To build your faith, you need to read the good book. To build your faith, you need to go to the one who is the source of all faith. You see, in order to build your faith, you build your faith upon that. You see, you build your faith not by making somebody else feel small or by belittling somebody else or making somebody feel insignificant. That's not building your faith. That's not faith. You see, building your faith, when you build your faith, you're able to walk in faith and you're able to walk in love and you're able to walk in unity and you're able to walk in grace. You see somebody who walk in faith and walk in love out of a healed heart, function in humility. And as they function in humility, they elevate others. They try to understand others. I have a myriad of different friends, and each and every last one of them, from their education to where they live in the world, is different. So therefore, I have to learn to understand them in order to communicate with them. I have to learn to love them where they are. Some of them are a little bit rough on the edges, but they're still my friends. So you see, I care for them and I love them. And I always remind them to think about others. You have to learn to think about others. Sometimes we get so abrasive, we get so much of speaking our mind. But you see, the fundamental fact is, if you don't have a good mind, what comes out is going to light the whole field ablaze instead of nourishing and growing. So you want to make sure that you're renewing your mind. And by renewing your mind, you're renewing it with the word. You're renewing it with reading the good book. You renew it in terms of prayer and meditation. You renew it in terms of putting in positive things in there, so that when you put positive things in there, your communication with others could be wholesome. Your communications with others could build them up. Your communications with others could restore hope instead of tearing people down. You don't have to bully your way through anything. You could love your way through things. You could care for others. You could share with others. And you could function out of a healed heart. You see, another thing that you need in a healed heart is love. You need that sea of love. You got to love everybody. You see, no matter what you think, sometimes people say, well, I love that person, but I don't like what they do. Well, yes, you don't like what they do, but you got to love every single person. You have to love each person. You have to care for each person. It doesn't matter their political background. It doesn't matter their political beliefs. It doesn't matter their religious beliefs. You have to love each other because the fruit of the Holy Spirit has to flow in your life, and it has to be evident in your life. If it's not evident in your life, then you need to really examine who you're following. Because if you're following your Creator, then the fruit of the Holy Spirit should be evident in your life. You should have love. You should have kindness. You should have hope. You should go out there and care for others. You could go out there and share with others. You should go out there and build others up. So you see, you also need to have hope. I like hope. My acronym for hope is help other people excel. And that's what I do every day. Every day as I interact with people, I help other people excel. I help them become better at what they are, better at what they want to do. I understand and I think about what their dreams are, and I help them to accomplish their dreams. And when they accomplish their dreams, I help fanning that flame for them to continue, because I love helping other people excel. I love giving them hope. You see, so as we go out there and we function out of a healed heart, we want to function in terms of faith, hope, and then we also want to function in love. A lot of times we don't deal with ourselves, and because we don't deal with ourselves, we become somebody else's kryptonite. Yes, we become somebody else's kryptonite. Just like kryptonite was to Superman, we become the same way to other people. We go into rooms, and then when people react to us in a hostile manner, when people react to us in a negative manner, we always wonder, why is it they react to us like that? Not realizing sometimes we come in smelling like a skunk, and as we come in smelling like a skunk, they're reacting to us because we become the kryptonites to them. We actually bring out certain facets to them that we don't desire bringing up because we don't deal with ourselves. You see, when we don't deal with our emotions, when we don't forgive, when we don't set things right in our own hearts, then we go out and hurt other people. You see, hurting people hurt people. And a lot of times that's why people could stand and say what they say and do the things that they do, because they're deep down within them, they're hurting and they don't want to deal with those hurts. But what I would advise them to do is to go out there, deal with your hurts, forgive whom you need to forgive, let go things that you need to let go, allow the word to wash you, allow the word to transform you, and as that word washes you and transforms you, rivers of love, rivers of grace, rivers of joy, rivers of compassion starts flowing out of you. Yes, truly, out of your innermost being should flow rivers of living water, not dead, stagnant water. So you see, the only way we are able to do that is that we have to learn to the power of functioning or working from a healed heart. Yes, somebody may have done you something wrong. Yes, somebody may have said something wrong to you. Yes, somebody may have belittled you. I'm very sensitive. That means I pick up a lot of things that a lot of people don't realize I pick up. I could be talking to you on the phone and I know when you're condescending. I could be talking to you on the phone and I know the emotions. I can literally sense it. Sometimes you're talking to people and you will say something and they're saying something and they're agreeing with you with their mouths, but I know they're disagreeing with me in their hearts because I sense it. I could sense that. I know they're disagreeing with me in their hearts, but that doesn't stop me from sharing love. That doesn't stop me from speaking out from a point of love and encourage others to go love others. I know a lot of times we could get so political and we could get so entrenched in the way we think that we always have to think everybody else needs to be exactly like me. But you have to remember that each and every one of us are at different levels. And because each and every one of us are at different levels, we can't treat everybody the same. You see, not everybody is in high school. Not everybody is in college. Not everybody is graduated per se when it comes to emotions, when it comes to how things are in their lives. Some people are still in kindergarten. Some people are still in middle school, and we have to learn to deal with people where they are. We have to learn to understand people. We have to learn to dismount our royal steeds and walk with people in the trenches. We have to learn to see things from people's perspective. And by seeing it from their perspective, we're able to love them where they are. And if we love them where they are, then they could see the love of their Creator in us. And the reflection of Him in us will cause transformation to occur in their lives. A lot of times we don't see changes in other people's lives because our lives are still all upside down, twisted around, and we don't want to straighten ourselves out. But then if we come to our Creator and we say, Lord, help us to forgive others, help us to love others, help us to care for others, help us to leave the baggage that we're carrying, the weight that we're carrying on our shoulder at the cross. And as we leave it at the cross, help us to walk in wholeness so we in turn could help others to walk in wholeness. So I want to encourage you today to go out there and learn the power of working from a healed heart. You see, go out there and learn the power of working from a healed heart, and go out there and love others just where they are. Go out there and function in faith, hope, and love. Have an awesome growth day. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button below. Hit the subscribe button below. And when you hit the subscribe button, don't forget to select the bell, because by selecting the bell, it gives you the wonderful opportunity to be notified whenever I add a new video. God bless you and enjoy this season. And go out there and remember, it's a tough time for a lot of people. Love on people, care for people. Find ways to be instrumental in showing someone you love them. God bless you.